This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Richard Davenport joins us now. Richard, you watched the game last night. I know. What'd you think?
Pretty much. I really thought that Ty hit it on the head about Devo, but I think you guys kind of hit it, man. I mean, that's why you guys have a morning radio show.
Well, appreciate that.
One of the strange things, I was just noticing this on the box score, and sometimes you can get lost in stats, but Ricky Council with 25 points in the game last night, plays 31 minutes, but his plus-minus was a -9. That's
like -18 in the first half or something.
I mean, that's just a weird stat when you look at a guy that led your team, Richard. But Ricky Council was awesome last night. 25 points, 11 free throws. He was magic in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know when he goes to the free throw, most of the time he's going to make them, and that's a difference in the game, especially going down the stretch when you got to have them, and you feel comfortable with the ball in his hands.
You had a good atmosphere last night, Richard. They went on Saturday. That atmosphere when they host Alabama next week is going to be insane. Was there anyone in attendance last night of note, or that might come in this weekend or next week, football-wise?
Football-wise, okay, I got you. Yeah, they got about 5-6 guys on campus right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of them midterm transfers. You got Dante Thornton, receiver from Oregon, is one. Antonio Greer, who was the linebacker that signed a grant and aid package with Arkansas, but those are non-binding. Until a kid enrolls in school. So, he tweeted out the other day that he would be making a final decision on January the 7th. It sounds pretty much like it's going to be Arkansas or Central Florida. So this is really important with him. And then you have DJ Taylor, Arizona State defensive back and return man. He's also on campus. And Jake Roberts will be finishing up his official visit today. He's a tight end from North Texas who's really blew up with a lot of offers once he got into the portal. And I think I'm missing one. I think I'm missing somebody else. Off the top of my head, I can't think.
So you mentioned Greer. Sorry, Richard. Go finish up.
No, go. No, go ahead.
You mentioned Greer kind of deciding between UCF and Arkansas with Woodson coming in as the co-DC. He's got a great track record of recruiting. A lot of Florida and Georgia guys. Richard, what should his pitch and Coach Williams' pitch be being at Florida schools this last year, trying to convince kids from those areas that Arkansas is the right place to be?
Well, I think the number one pitch is, the SEC, and then obviously you got everything else that you need if you're at Arkansas. I mean, I think Florida State is about to break ground on a new football facility. Arkansas already has a football facility that's still state of the art, and even though it's about 10, 12 years old or however old it is, it's still, when you talk to kids and parents, they still kind of blown away by it. But I just tend to think that you sell what you've always sold at Arkansas. One school, one state, SEC, great facilities, great fan support, ability to go to the next league.
You mentioned the receiver from Oregon. Tell us a little bit more about him. Is he the one, because I was reading something and I was talking to someone who's over there, there's a 6'3" or 6'4" wide receiver that is really kind of has the dimensions of what they're looking for, what they need right now. Is that the one from Oregon?
Yeah, definitely. That, on the Oregon website, they got him listed at 6'5", 197. He told me 200 pounds, so let's give him 200 pounds. But definitely the size is there, good speed, and he was like the number 9 receiver in the country by one recruiting service coming out of high school in 2021. And was a consensus 4-star out of Baltimore. So highly touted, probably just not getting the number of balls thrown to him that he'd like. And obviously I think anybody that sees the roster at Arkansas, the opportunity for playing time and getting some touches is there.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's plenty of opportunity, it appears right now, particularly on the defensive side. I mean, we've been having conversations, and just like anybody else sitting around with your buddies, you talk about it. Offensively, quarterback solid, running back, you got Rocket, and you're deep there. You got to figure out the tackles on the offensive line. You got some great tight ends coming in. Wide receiver seems to be the place offensively where there's probably the most opportunity right now. You've got a collection of young players, but an experienced wide receiver could come in and be an immediate impact player.
Oh, there's no doubt. And they have another one coming in today, a Division II guy that a lot of fans are excited about and who's really blown up since he got into the portal. Is Isaac, and I couldn't even tell you the last name. I'm not looking at his name. I have a better idea of pronouncing it if I was looking at it. But from Hilldale College in Michigan, he's another one, 6'4", about 210 pounds, very good size. And his film looks exceptionally good because he's a great athlete. I think he's got like a 42-inch vertical, 40-inch vertical, something like that, and shows some very good speed. And just blew it up this season. I think he had 68 catches for over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns, something like that. Again, not looking at the numbers, but I think he's visited Iowa and Iowa State. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully after Friday, where he's thinking.
So. Now that you kind of see who's left, we've had more players enter the portal over the weekend and through the holidays. You know what's going on camp. What's the biggest needs on defense? Because it seems like you can make a case maybe for defensive line, secondary. They've got some players that they got a lot of quality snaps at, particularly in the bowl game at linebacker. But seems like there's needs in every spot right now on the defensive side.
Yeah, I'd say defensive tackle, and definitely in the secondary. And I think that's somewhere that Coach Woodson, with him coming on, he's going to be, kind of looking at his own guys and trying to make a determination of who they want to go after. And with DJ Taylor, evidently the DB from Arizona State, evidently he's one of them. That they decided to bring. He just decided to bring in, and obviously, Travis Williams is going to have a say for sure. Being the defensive coordinator, even though they're both quote co-coordinators, I assume that Travis, Coach Williams, would be the guy that makes the final say. But again, I don't know how all that's going to work out. But anyway, definitely defensive backs, and I think defensive tackles. I think they're got some young guys on the defensive line that they're really high on that can obviously continue to develop. But I think those are the two positions that they're really focused on.
Yeah, co-coordinators is kind of like the husband that says, me and my wife make all the decisions together. In the end, we know who makes the final call. But I mean, that's what co-coordinator means to me, Richard. Yeah,
and sometimes the co-coordinators is obviously maybe just a title situation where you can justify more money, and it'd be interesting to see what his contract reads. I think he's making $500K at Florida State. I would assume he's going to be making quite a bit more at Arkansas.
My wife would say she's not the coordinator; she's the head coach. That's what mine would say.
Head coach. Oh, Laura.
I think we all know who's always the head of the house.
That's exactly right.
Richard,
for all of us.
Last thing we'll get to, Bobby Petrino heading to College Station. I know a lot of people have opinions on this. What's your opinion on the former Arkansas coach heading to coach the offense at Texas A&M?
I'm not surprised. When I saw that he was going to UNLV, I said, yeah, and you pull for Barry, and I hope that sticks. But you knew if A&M wanted Bobby, that they would be able to get him just because of the money. So, obviously one of the greatest offensive minds we've seen probably in the last, 30, 40 years of college football. So if you're Texas A&M, I'd be excited. If you're, the SEC, you go, well, that's going to be a little bit more difficult next year. So just part of the process. Everybody has a great coaching staff, and Texas A&M just added to theirs.
Where do you think Barry Odom goes now for an OC? Who would kind of be in that coaching tree or in that circle that he would maybe call next to fill that spot?
That would be a good question. Probably. I think he and Bobby had kind of a previous relationship. I think most coaches, and I think you see this with Sam, maybe not all the time, but most coaches, especially with coordinators, they have a previous relationship with that coach, and I think that's the case with Barry. I think he'll probably go that route, but at the same time, maybe he doesn't. But the problem is he's kind of limited for his salary. Yeah. I mean, he can pay a pretty good salary, but he's going to be kind of limited in who he can get. And Bobby obviously was for the pickings because he wasn't making much at Missouri State. And it sounds like Bobby was kind of just.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.